press record. I'm going to share my screen just now and show you all.
Can I just ask, I'm going to have to go, but how do I watch it back?
I will upload it. I will upload the YouTube video into the training portal. I'll pop it straight into the group as well.
Oh, lovely. Thank you. And I'll say bye-bye. I need to go and get my lunch.
Bye, Claire. Always been amazing. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. So when we go in, I should have Trello open. I don't, of course. So excuse me for a second. Sorry, it does this really weird thing on my screen. So sorry, everyone can see my messages there. Not meant to happen. So when we go into, obviously everyone's familiar with using Trello. You know that when you go onto your home page, this is what all of your boards look like. So the board that I've sent you the link to is the marketing launch board. So what I'll get you to do, so I'm just going to minimize myself talking. What I'll get you to do is straight away when you go into it, come over to this about section and click on more and go to copy the board. And then when you copy the board, you can name it what you want to. So let's say we named this Claire's board marketing because Claire's left, and then create it. And what that basically means is it's creating a new board. So up straight away, you can see here on the top right-hand side, I'm now working on Claire's board for marketing. If you don't share it, it means that you're working on the board that I've shared, and that won't be for you. So what you can see here is I've listed ideas and inspiration, and then the second is the planning stage, your pre-launch, your launch, and your post-launch. Now, if you've done the Epic marketing training that's already in the training portal, you can see it ties in with that. So on your first card here on the left-hand side for ideas and inspiration, it's just about getting your ideas for marketing campaigns. So looking about like what marketing campaigns and launches have really inspired you to purchase as a consumer, okay? So what you can do is you can go in here and you can share links to those. So you can go on to share the URL in there. If you wanted to add a photo of them, you could click on this cover and upload a cover photo. But what's really important before you engage in marketing is that you have to consider, okay, what marketing campaigns already are encouraging me to purchase and already are working with my ideal client and encouraging them to purchase. Now, I'm not saying that you copy them, but I'm saying there's going to be a lot to be learned by how they work and the processes that they go through. And when you're creating this marketing, it could be for anything. So for Claire, this could be a marketing board for when she goes online to do her online facial reflexology. For Simone, it could be when for you go to do a new marketing campaign for the school photographs. For Laura, it could be it's rented. You know what I mean? You choose what works best for you. And if you need to create a new product or a new coaching program, a new class, you can just put in here what the inspiration is behind that. Again, if you don't like anything and you don't like a board, you say that's not relevant to me, you can just archive it down here on the bottom right-hand side. What's important is that you use this how you want to do it. So I would personally recommend that you sit with this for maybe 1 to 2 hours, go through everything, because you're going to spend longer on it the first time that you do it. You're going to see what works for you, what doesn't work, and it's going to become a lot easier. So when we go into here, the planning stage, plan ahead and list all of the things you need to do before your marketing campaign. Like planning is so essential. So the first thing that I want you to do for your marketing is to have a goal setting checklist. So I've created these as checklists here. So you can actually tick them off when they're done and untick them if they're not done. You can add another checklist. You can just here add item, or you can go test, and you can see you can add items. But you have to be able to ensure that you measure the success of your marketing campaign. So you can see here I put down how many sales do you want to generate. And from a mindset perspective, I would always recommend that you say at least. So for Sarah, if you were launching your new coaching program, you would say, you know, I want at least 5 new clients paying at least X amount per month. You know, how many new customers do you want to attract? How much profit do you want to make? Because I think while sales is key, if we think about our cost of living and after we put away for tax, how much profit? And then how many existing customers would you like to buy? How many new people would you like to join your mailing list? Because the benefits of a strong marketing campaign might not just be that you get new customers, it might be that you attract new people onto your mailing list. So all these tabs here are fully customizable. If something doesn't work for you, you can just delete it. So we can delete that one, or we can delete the test. And if something does work for you, you can just add more items. So the first thing that I want you to do is I want you to set some goals. And then after you set some goals, you're going to have to create a product or a package. So if you're creating a product, it might be Lindsay creating the perfect Father's Day gift, or the perfect summer picnic gift, or the perfect holiday at home set. If it was a package, it might be Pamela creating her new class package. Leslie Gould is doing this really well right now with her new pop-up and play package creation. So if we tick on there, I've done a little checklist. Again, if something in the checklist isn't right for you, delete it and add in what you want. So I want you to create an outline of the product. Now, you might create an outline on a Word document. And if you create an outline on a Word document, what you can do is you can add an attachment, and from here you can upload Word document. And I think the benefits of uploading, so I'll see if I've got any Word documents. So we can just go straight in, we can go to attach and we can click onto our website. So I want to go from my computer and I'm just going to upload something so you see. Now this is me uploading an image here. So I can actually upload an image in here straight away. So it's the same image. So if you want to upload things, you can upload your Word document. So if you do an outline of the steps necessary to create the offer, you can upload some ideal client, you can name it. And what this basically means is by doing this, you have all of the documents in one place. So if you choose to employ a VA, it's not you scrambling around to find everything, everything's already there. Outline your launch dates. So your launch dates, let's say we're all going to focus heavily on an autumn launch. So we're all doing a really big summer build so that when things go back to normal, we're going to have an autumn launch. So I really want you to get clear on what are the dates that you're going to launch this. Is it just after the kids go back to school? Is it in time for, when the kids 100% go back to school? Is it when all the shops are open? Have an idea of what you're looking for there. And then I want you to collate testimonials from previous customers. Again, you can pop these in a Word document and upload them, but start to get your testimonials and start to get your assets ready. And then create all of your graphics. So when I say create all of your graphics, I mean some social media graphics, your header for your Facebook cover photo, your header for your newsletter, your header for your YouTube channel. So we want everything working. So we've got this checklist. And again, you can always, when you do this, you can always add in a link. So you can update here and you can add in a link to your Canva. So when you create an image on Canva, all of the links could go in, or you could just upload the documents as a cover photo, whatever works well for you. But knowing that if items on this checklist work, do them. If they don't work, just delete them. And then that is the product creation. And then we want audience building as well. So in your planning stage, before we launch, and what we see quite a lot of times is people just go, oh, here I am, buy from me. And they forget that they need to build up new customers, that they need to engage their existing customers. So what most of us are working on right now is this audience building checklist, is to consistently engage with our audience, to grow them. So you want to be scheduling consistent social media to engage with your audience, and start doing this at least 1 month before your launch, if not earlier. Write 2 to 4 blog posts that relate to the product and the occasion. So what I was thinking about with this is, if Laura was to do about It's Rented, you could turn your podcast from The Gentleman Tomorrow into a blog post and share that as a blog post, and also have the podcast embedded in it. You could have some testimonials from people who have, cleared out their wardrobe and are excited to earn money from it. There's all these different things that you can do, but make sure that you have some blog posts that are relevant to what it is that you want to promote. Then for your audience building, I want you to look at having some cheerleaders to help spread the word. So ideally, letting this group know, letting the community know, guys, I'm going to launch this on X date. What I'd really like help with is X, Y, and Z. Again, you can reach out to influencers. And I think this is quite a huge one because we know Alison's had some success as well, great success with working with influencers. So finding some influencers now and reaching out to them, you know, seeing are people keen on collaboration in return for a product or a free class? And if they are, start compiling your list of influencers. And you can also, if you want to do paid, you can consider paid and organic ways to grow your audience, such as Facebook adverts. So this is a checklist here, but what you can do is you can always write notes down here. You could say contacted 10 influencers and list the ones that want to come with you. You know, so Trello is really, 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 really good because you can just add to this cart and you can go to card rather, and you can go down and go down. So that's the planning stage. So take this one stage at a time. I know you're probably looking and going, there is shitloads in there. What is she talking about? You know, this is overwhelmed, like personified. I can completely understand how it would look that initially, but as you get used to doing this, if it doesn't work for you in Trello, do it on a notebook. But what we want is we want to have something there that can kind of be your Bible that works alongside your goal setting notebook. But you have to become campaign driven in your marketing. You have to switch from marketing playing second fiddle, and it's something I do if I have the time, to marketing is the fundamental strength of my business. And if I'm not marketing effectively, if I'm not testing and measuring, you know, we're only going to go so far. And while it's great that we're opened up now to the online world, what the online world means is there's fucking shitloads more competition. So we need to be on top of our game. So then we look at the pre-launch. So you've planned out your marketing campaign, you know what you're selling, what's it in line with. And then before you launch your offer, you have lots of things to prepare to run smoothly and have the best chance. So we have a pre-launch checklist. Now I've made this quite long because I was trying to include things for everyone so you can delete. So let's say you're selling a product, you know, research delivery options and the last day to buy, so as to ensure delivery on time. You know, that's really important if Claire switches to do her herbal compresses and she starts selling them in time for Mother's Day. Research packaging options and how you can use this to encourage future sales and goodwill. So if anyone's starting to deliver things online, we need to make sure they fit through a letterbox and that you use that touch point as an opportunity to build brand awareness. So are you putting in a thank you note that says, thank you for buying from a small business, you know, we're super chuffed? Are you putting in samples of other products to encourage them to buy from you again? Are you putting in a refer a friend voucher? You know, you choose for this marketing campaign what you're going to do to maximize the packaging and delivery. If it's an online offering, what you can do to make sure that it's automated. So all of the stuff that Laura and Simone were talking about, and Claudia were talking about, that, you know, we want them to be able to click and gain access immediately. So if they're buying an online class, maybe you're going to use Member Vault so they get online access. You're going to outline a sales page or a product listing. So if it's a new product or a new service, have you got this listed on your website? And we want you to design those. We want you to test the buying process. We know from Terry how important this is about testing the buying process, see if there's any holes, anything that can be improved on. And then we want to start educating your audience of why they need the product. So we don't want to go straight in going, here we are, buy from us. We can start to drip feed them. Zoom are doing this really well at the minute, whereby they know that we need them and they're now coming to everyone with a paid offering saying sign up to the year for £100. So, you know, start to educate people. One thing I learned the hard way from organizing an event and not doing this is that if you've got any influencers or any partners involved, give them access to your marketing materials as early on as you possibly can so that they can create hype around your launch. We see Claudia doing this now with It's Our Time. They've all been sharing on social media. They're building up a sense of anticipation. So give your influencers access to your images, access to what you want them to share as early on, and then to also create a checklist for partners. You could do a challenge. I won't go through everything because there's quite a lot there, but what you're going to do is go through it and see, okay, what's relevant to me? What's not relevant to me? This one is jumping out at me, especially for Terry, is giving VIPs or your mailing list access to purchase early before you launch to the public. So if you've got a limited offer product, if you've got limited availability on a class, if you've got limited availability on a coaching program, you can always give access to your mailing list a few days beforehand and build that sense of community. You know, and now's the time to create a list of Facebook groups. So there's loads of things to choose from, but what matters is that you do what works best for you. Now in this pre-launch checklist, they're all organic ways. If you're going to do paid marketing, I've listed the stuff that you need to do paid marketing there pre-launch. Moving on to the launch, it's time to launch. And this is where you get really excited. This is where you're like, you know what you're selling, you know the price, you know how they're going to purchase it, you've got all of your images, and you start to promote it. So again, we're going to double check all of the tech and then start to share your posts. So if you're doing, let's say Father's Day is coming up, and if you're doing a promotion for Father's Day, your marketing period or your marketing campaign period might be 2 weeks before Father's Day, you know? So you've got a 2-week period there whereby you're actively promoting your Father's Day offer. But we still want to stick to some sort of a balance on Facebook. So it might be 75% value posts and 25% open sales posts. Again, I refer to Yummy Keys. Elspeth does this really, really well, whereby she has a balance of her life, a balance of what's on sale, a balance of testimonials, but you'll notice at the bottom of every post she shares, she has a link to buy. So she's reminding people and everything. Send out your newsletters, and then update your Instagram bio, your Facebook cover photo and call to action button, your newsletter header and your website. Everywhere where there's a touch point, you want to have the same images referring back to what's on offer now. You know, sign up to my coaching program. These classes are coming, sign up to these classes. So you can see there's a whole list. And again, this is just a guide. You only do what works for you, but you've got that guide there as well. And then if you're doing paid promotion, we have your checklist for paid promotion. Now I've separated those because I know some people are doing organic and some people are doing paid. But what I'd recommend is that if you're doing your first one, that you're always testing and measuring everything, and what works really well organically, you then share as paid promotions. So after people have purchased from you, you've delivered, they've signed up for your class, you know, it's the end of enrollment, it's the finish of the launch of whatever you're launching. We want to have a post-launch checklist, and we want to say, you know, did you achieve your goals? You know, did you achieve your income goals, your profit goals, whatever way you want to measure the success of this. We want to assess what worked, you know, and what you want to do different the next time. You know, so the beauty of marketing, how marketing works nowadays, it's test and measuring and making tiny little changes. You want to follow up with thank you to your cheerleaders and your collaborators. You want to give yourself a high five. You want to say a thank you. I will go back in and fix the spelling mistakes in this. You want to say a thank you to those who purchased from you. And maybe you want to email everyone a thank you for signing up to your classes. Maybe you want to send them a thank you letter in the post, whatever works for you and your business. And then we want you to go straight on to create a Trello board for your next launch, because this is about creating a system. So I know this might seem like quite a lot, but you're going to go in, and if something's not relevant to your business, you're going to delete it. But it's about you understanding that even if the Trello board doesn't work for you, the concept of becoming campaign driven and the concept that you're not sharing what you offer on social media, you're engaging in a targeted marketing campaign is what we're looking for. So I'll stop the share now. I've been rabbiting on. How did you find that? Was it helpful, or is there anything that I've missed that you'd like me to change or make simpler to understand?